you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie and you are in my kitchen down on the farm, and I am thrilled to have you here. Listen, if you hear some kitty TV going, I have Levi here with me today. The way our school does things, our county does things, and it may be statewide, is that they go to school when they're starting kindergarten. Kindergartners start one day, and then they either, they do half the class. They start half the class on Monday. Then on Tuesday, that half gets to stay home, and they bring the other half in. And so it's kind of a staggered entry for the class. So Levi started yesterday and he gets today off. Let me know if that's something they do in your area too. I'm curious to know if it's a county decision, if it's a state decision, or it may be just worldwide. I don't know. So not worldwide, but nationwide. So, okay, let me grab everything we need and we're going to get to baking today. Okay, so let me tell you what we're going to bake. I haven't baked cookies probably, I don't know when the last time I did cookies was. It's been a while. Cookies is not something I do a lot of, and I usually have, well, my cranberry oatmeal cookies. They're a big one that I do every year. Some chocolate chip cookies I do every year. Some white chocolate macadamia nut. So I have my standards that I do, but I don't venture from that much. But I have some sweet friends, the Millers. They have sent me this recipe, and so we're going to give it a try. I think it comes out of their Amish cookbook, and so we're going to, and I may be wrong. It may not. I just know the Millers sent me this recipe, so I may be assuming too much. But we are going to make this cookie. I am so excited, and we might have a cute little blonde-headed taste tester for it. So, all right, so what I'm going to start with is 2 sticks of softened room temperature butter. And I've got my stand mixer out. I don't use my stand mixer often, but we're going to use it today. I think somebody is wanting to come in here and tell you hello. So give me just a second.
Hi.
Mr. Levi, he had a great first day in kindergarten, didn't you? Did you enjoy kindergarten?
Yeah.
Yep. Are you going to learn a lot?
Yeah.
Yep. Are you going to be a good boy?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. All right, go watch your TV while I make these cookies, and you can be my taste tester when it's time. Deal? All right, so to this, we're going to add, of course, some sugar, and I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And 1/3 of a cup of powdered sugar. 1/3 of a cup of powdered sugar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this on the stand mixer, let it start beating with a paddle attachment, and I'm going to let it go for about 2 to 3 minutes till it gets nice and soft and the granulated sugar is all worked in and there's no grit left. So I'm not going to make y'all sit around while I do that and listen to my mixer go. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll bring you back when we get ready to add the next things in. All right, so the butter should be nice and pale yellow, just like you see it is there. And you kind of just want to feel a little bit and make sure there's not any grit. There's a little bit, so I'm going to keep it going just for a few more minutes and then we'll be ready to go. All right, so I used salted butter. If you use unsalted, you're going to want to use a nice hefty pinch or 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in here. But since I use salted butter, I'm not going to add the salt, but we are going to add our flavoring. So I'm using a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, this makes me a little bit nervous because it calls for a teaspoon of almond. Almond's a pretty strong flavor. So you do what you think. I'm following the recipe. I'm going in with a full teaspoon of almond, but I may, next time I make this, depending on how it turns out, we may lessen that, but it may be perfect and delicious. So we're going to go with it. So I'm going to mix that in real quick. All right, so let's add our flour in. Guys, my flour is crammed full, so you're really supposed to spoon and scoop anyway. Instead of like dragging your cup measuring in here, you're supposed to spoon your flour anyway. So we're doing it out of necessity, not because that's what I normally do, but, and I'm just gonna level it off. We're going to use 2 1/4 cups. So there's 1 of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to go ahead and scoop up my next cup, but I'm going to go ahead and have it scooped up, and then we'll turn the all right. So let's go ahead and turn this on. All right, and I'm going to slowly go in with this next cup. And a 1/4, and then we'll scrape down the sides. Let me take just a quick second to scrape down the sides because we've got some flour that's kind of sitting around here at the top. And we want to scrape it. We also, not only do we want to scrape the sides, but we want to go in and get the bottom just to be sure everything is getting up off the bottom. And then we're gonna mix it until everything is incorporated, but we don't want it to go too terribly long or you'll have a tough cookie. So I'm gonna scrape that off right here, my spatula off. We're gonna stick that back in there and let it go for just a minute or two. All right. I think that's going to be great. And it says the dough should hold together, yeah, like that. So we are going to chill this. This is a very important part of cookie dough making for most cookies. Check your recipe. Sometimes I didn't always chill my doughs, but we definitely want to chill this one. So I'm going to cover it with saran wrap. Get it in the refrigerator and get my oven preheating. So I'm gonna scrape off my paddle attachment and get this in the refrigerator, and I'll meet you back when it's time to roll these out, get them on a cookie pan, cookie sheet, and start them baking. So I'll see you back in just a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about this cookie dough. I've given it a taste, and my initial thought is it needs more sugar. But I'm not going to add any, because when we get ready to bake them, we're also going to be adding in some raspberry preserves. So my thought process is that that's going to add a sweetness and a tartness. This is not overly sweet, so it's going to balance kind of everything out. But this is a new to me recipe. So I know just by tasting the batter, my first was like, ooh, I think it needs more sugar. But I'm not going to add any because we are going to see, we're just going to see how this recipe turns out. And then I'll know more how to tweak it the next time I do it. But I think the almond is going to be fine. I don't think it was overpowering at all. So I'm going to clean up my mess because my flour container was overflowing, and so I have flour everywhere. And so it's chilling in the refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and get my oven to preheating. I'm going to go back and get my big, beautiful red cookie sheet. And let me tell you, if this recipe flops, that's going to be 2 in a row. I don't know how many of y'all saw the lasagna, crock pot lasagna, the epic failure video. Yeah, it was so bad. And what makes matters worse that I didn't tell you guys, and some of you said what you need is, and you shared with me what I need is a crock pot with a timer. Well, to add insult to injury, here's the deal. I have a crock pot with a timer. Why did I not use that crock pot? I will never know. But anyway, if you missed that video, I will link it down below. It was quite the failure, for sure. But anyway, it is what it is. I think the recipe itself would be perfect. Some of you thought it needed more liquid to the noodles. No, the only problem was me cooking it too long. And yes, because I cooked it too long, it needed more sauce and stuff. But I think had I cooked it appropriately, it would have absolutely been perfect. But anyway, so we're going to try these cookies in just a minute. And I may, if they're still not sweet enough, when we get them baked and we get them made, I'm going to show you a trick how to fix that. So. Okay, it is almost time. I have the Alexa timer set for 30 minutes so it chills in the refrigerator. So we're fixing to get that back out. It's fixing to go off in just a minute. And so I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the dough, out of the refrigerator, get the dough out of the refrigerator, and I'll meet you back right here. All right, so we have our dough here. And I just put some saran wrap down on it and then covered it with tin foil. And so here is our beautiful dough. And I'm just going to take my small scoop, which is about 1 inch, maybe a little bit more than 1 inch scoop. And we are just going to kind of ball them out. And we're going to scoop them out here. We're going to put them about 2 inches apart because they will spread a little bit. And it says I'm going to get 12 cookies, but I think we're going to get more than 12 cookies. So I may go up to a bigger scoop. In fact, I think I'm going to. All right, I've got my larger scoop, and I think it's going to work better anyway because we still have to put the raspberry in it. And we're going to get much more than 12 cookies, so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually throw these back in here. I could have combined them, but we're just going to go with it like this. Maybe not much more than 12 now that I'm doing a big scoop. still going to be more than 12, but maybe not many more than 12. So, yeah, well, we're just not done yet, so.
I want to see it.
You want to see it?
I taste test it.
Not yet. It's not ready yet. Not ready yet. Go watch Ryan.
Is that in the freezer?
No, I had it in the refrigerator. My taste tester and my taste toucher. All right, so we're going to stop here on this time. So what I want to do now is take something. Actually, let me take my smaller scoop here. And we're going to make a little indentation inside. Actually, my thumb. I didn't think my thumb would work good since I have nails on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it with the spoon. You don't want to go all the way through, but you do want a little indentation here. Maybe if I stuck some powdered sugar on it, wouldn't stick quite as bad. All right. So I'm going to keep making the indentions, working little indentions out. And then we'll come back and we'll fill these indentions up with some goodness. All right, so we're going to put some red raspberry preserves in these indentions, and I'm going to use Benji's baby spoon here. And we're just going to dollop that little spoonful in that indentation. Raspberry preserves.
I have some.
In just a minute. You can try some in just a minute.
I want to try a jelly.
Okay, in just a minute. All right. So I'm going to keep filling these up. And then I'm going to check my recipe to see how long we're going to bake it. And so I'll bring you back just as soon as I get it filled up with raspberries, if I can keep little monkey out of it. All right, so here they are, and we're going in a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 16 minutes. He's eating the raspberry preserves. So we're going to bake these, and I'll bring you back when they come out, and then we'll start our second batch. All right, so we're going to try one and see what I think about the sugar content to see if I need to do a little trick or not. I had one that had a little spillage, so I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna try it from this side, so I'm getting more of the cookie, and I'll get a genuine taste if I think it needs more sugar. This little one, I know. Let me tell you, that child loves sugar.
I think about you.
You didn't get any of the jelly. Does it need more sugar? Is that good? No? It is good. I think it just needs more sugar. So I'm going to show you how to remedy that. And he's spitting it out. This is a more of an adult type cookie. Flavor profiles. But it's pretty good. But let me show you how I would fix it if you thought it needed more sugar. So to be perfectly honest, I did not expect a child to like this cookie because it is more of an adult flavor profile with the raspberries and the almost shortbread type cookie. So we are going to add just a little bit of sugar to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my powdered sugar out in a little sieve. There we go. Now we've added a little bit of sweetener and it's going to be delicious. All right, everybody. So he's here for the taste test. Let me tell you, Isaac's here. You can hear him hopefully. But Isaac, did you like the cookies?
I loved them. I had about 7 of them.
He's already eaten 7 cookies.
Look at that. Looks very decadent, very nicely decorated. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. The cookie part's so light and crumbly and just...
You get the sweetness of the cookie. The sweetness of the, is it raspberry?
And a little tartness of the
Yes,
raspberry.
yes, yeah.
A sweet tartness.
That is
Sweet tart.
It's like an elegant cookie.
It is.
Looks really good.
I'm very pleased with how these turned out. I was a little afraid that the cookie would be not sweet enough, so that's why I dusted it with powdered sugar.
Looks great.
But I think it's perfect as is.
I wouldn't change anything.
So
Really good.
it is very good. It is very, very
Just
good.
a cup of coffee is all you need.
It's really good that Isaac has eaten 7 of them. And I'm sure he might come in for more in a little bit. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Levi didn't care for them. But again, this is more of an adult palate type cookie. I don't see this as being a kid's cookie. So anyway, all right.
It almost kind of tastes like a fig Newton.
Really?
Yeah. Even though it doesn't have figs in it. You know what I mean?
The seed, you're probably getting the seeds from the raspberry.
Really good.
There goes his second one. All right. Actually, it's probably more than your second one.
Who knows?
All right, but guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy this recipe. It was nice to make cookies for a change. So be sure to check it out and make it yourself. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.